Ni hao, collectors. So today we're going to look at a Chinese-made luxury car. It's the Hongqi L5. So this is made by a company called XCARTOYS. It listed as a 2009 car, but the internet, well, Wikipedia, although it's always wrong, it does say this car came out in 2014. So maybe I'm going to guess Wikipedia is wrong on that one. But it's still made today. It's listed on the official website of this car company. So I hear something rattling around in there, so that's a little disturbing. It obviously showed up okay. The packaging looks good. Although, well, I don't know. There's no cellophane around it. Oh, I see. Well, that's nice. It came with some Chinese flags to put on those flagpoles. Oh, this is very loose, so be careful of that. So saw that little thing there. Pretty neat little illustration. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing first. This placard here. I'd be curious if Google Translate would work on this because it's so shiny. But there's a big story going on there. And it does say 2009 in two places, so yeah, Wikipedia is wrong as usual. So let's see, it's a photo etched metal piece. It's quite cool to the touch. It'd probably be best if I left this on the stand because if I drop it, I mean those things are so thin, these flag poles, that I don't want to buy this model again. Alright, so before I forget though, since this is like I think my second XCARTOYS, maybe it's my third XCARTOYS. I don't have many of them. But this is supposed to be a massive vehicle in real life. So I looked up the wheelbase on the official site. It says it's 34-35 millimeters. So let's see if this is correct. Alright, 54. Yeah, I'm going to say it's correct. I'm probably just not measuring it precisely. Alright, so I think XCARTOYS is pretty good on their scale. Everything I've measured, granted it's not a lot, but they do come in at 1/64 scale, so it's good to know. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Get this ruler out of the way. Alright, now, try to compare. It's going to be hard to focus with this because it's really far from the monitor. Okay, well, I mean, it's got the two fog lights. Looks alright. You know what doesn't look alright? I don't know if this overhang, if that's an optical illusion, if this hangs over. It doesn't hang over much here. But, oh, look at this. This is what was rattling around in there. It was a screw. So I gotta look at the bottom of this thing. I don't want it to fall off. But that's weird. Oh boy, there's probably a screw holding this thing on. The base to the top. I'm gonna have to mess with that later. I'm not gonna chance it on camera. Alright, let's try this back view here. Here's the model. Now let me kind of focus in between the two. I think it looks close enough. Okay. Alright, so naturally there's a two-tone effect here, and they're both metallic. We have this metallic gold up top, and then we have a metallic brown on the bottom, and there's a silver paint bisecting the two colors, and it's actually raised like a piece of chrome trim or something. These little things are plastic. I'm going to imagine there must be holes in the casting, and these things are pressed into them. I read an article where this little thing is a turn signal. It represents a Chinese flag, and it's actually made of glass, and there's LEDs behind it. Door handles are sticking out, painted silver. The chrome wheels, they'll actually spin on the stand, and there's a gold dot in the middle. I'm going to try to zoom in on that middle of the wheel and see if there's anything else other than a gold dot. Nope, it's just a gold dot. Alright. You can see the turn signal is molded in and just painted silver. yeah, there's air passing between those smoke holes, so you can see light shining through. There's the fuel filler. Okay, let's go to front view here. I believe this red thing is also glass. You know, it's like translucent red glass in the real vehicle. Alright, this text I believe is actually supposed to be, you know, it's Hongqi, but it's supposed to be written in Chairman Mao's handwriting. And then this is the L5 model. This little silver dots here for the fog lamps. There's a little dimple there, not much dimensionality there. The grille is well done. A lot of dimensionality and depth to that, and then painted silver very well. We have plastic headlights looking good. Alright, this side, anything wrong? Hopefully not. Looks good. The tires also have curvature to the sidewall. They're not just slab-sided, so that's nice. And in the rear we have plastic lights here, so that's good too. And then these are raised, painted silver, representing some chrome. And there's that text again in silver. But what's over here, I wonder? I can't see it. It's too hard. It's silver on gold. Over there it says L5. Probably Chinese text of some sort. L5 again. You can see these quad exhaust tips. You know what? It's weird. They're almost perfectly smooth, and yet they were so well. I don't know if that's paint or what, but I mean, the silver is so thin. I think it might be a print. It's almost like this is, yeah, these are part of the casting. You can see the brown behind it, but it's very well done. You know, this print job, very good. You got all these dimples with the sensors. All right, then silver trim around the windows, and these defroster lines are quite thin. So I guess if you have to have defroster lines, those are some good ones. You know what's weird is I don't think there's a rear view mirror. The front here, we have these molded in wiper blades. They look kind of weak. They're not very detailed, but they are raised and they're black. So this windshield again, there's silver and there's black behind it. There's black on these windows here. And then the mirrors are separate pieces. And there's some silver paint in them, so not bad. Alright, let's oh boy, this distortion in the glass was kind of hard to see, but luckily because the interior is not so dark, we might be able to do it without a flashlight, so it might actually be able to focus easily. Steering wheel has that red and gold. And the center console, look at that, that's pretty cool. Oh wow, that's mimicking the interior for sure. It's like a crazy wood pattern, which I'll show you a photo in a second, but that actually looks pretty realistic to the car. And then you got that middle is a little LCD or LED display of some sort. So some sort of computer there in the middle. It's not like supposed to be three-dimensional. Yeah, they're supposed to be gauges. And then these little dots here are supposed to be by the wood pattern. Alright. So the rear, you see the central tunnel there. The seats are kind of weak though in the back. Just some rib detail. Alright, the doors. I don't know if there's anything on the doors there. I think I'm gonna need a flashlight for this one. Yeah, those are just totally plain doors, so that's pretty weak. Like, I would have to, yeah, the real car has armrests and door handles. So that's very, very weak from XCARTOYS. Alright, I mean, even a $6 Kyosho would have had side panels, right? So that's a letdown. Okay, so I do notice there's a casting problem right here. This is the one big blemish here. That's like either a bump in the metal or just a bunch of extra paint, like a contaminant got in there. So that's too bad. Alright, well, let's compare it to a couple of the cars, and I'll talk a little bit more about this vehicle. Excuse me. It's really hard to actually talk for a long time without your throat getting dry. So that's why I spontaneously cough, I think, in most of my videos. So there's the interior. And so you can see that crazy pattern that they're using for this wood grain. And you'll see here the door handle. Let me focus on the photo there. Right, it would have been nice to have that detail. This is actually a piece of jade, this oval here. So there's jade in that interior, which is pretty crazy. There's silk somewhere in that interior, according to the official website as well. Alright, let's get back to the model here. Alright, so Hongqi means red flag when it's translated. They're the oldest car automaker in China, and they're famous for their limousines and parade cars. So I have this CA770 model, and here it is. Okay, that one's pretty cool. At least it has side door panels. There'll be a video. There's a video on that. You can look it up. CA770. Okay. What else here? This is the L5 is the most expensive Chinese-made car. It's 5 million RMB, or around $800,000 US dollars, that is, and it's the official state car of China. You know, the Xi Jinping, the paramount leader, you know, rolls around one of these things. The car is currently only offered in China, according to Wikipedia. Of course, this information might be wrong. They also said that a couple cars were exported to Belarus for some parades or something like that. So I just plopped on a Mercedes 600 Pullman, and it's made by a brand called GCD. Alright, let's take a look at the top view here. So considering the Pullman is an actual limousine, you know, it's quite amazing that how big this L5 is. It's a four-door, but it's just a massive four-door as long as a limo. Okay. So I'm still going to keep the Chinese the CA770 up there. But if you want to roll around British style, this is a bit longer. That's the Phantom 8 limousine. I don't know who made... Oh, SC Art, it says on the placard there. So they made that Rolls-Royce. It's a little bit weird. There's a gold stripe on the bottom of the outside, and it's cut short behind the front wheel, you see? I don't know why that gold stripe doesn't carry all the way through to the front fender to fender. But minus that weird design choice by the SC Art, it's a cool model. It has a much more detailed interior. It's actually superior by far. But it's interesting that that's very narrow looking compared to these Chinese cars. I don't know if that's... I've never measured this, if this is accurate. Well, I don't know, sorry. Okay. That's it for the big limos here. Slowly building up a collection of the stately, diplomatic type of vehicles. But since this one's so big, I'm just going to leave it on this spinning thing here. Alright, so I do have another model on order. It's in the mail somewhere. It's supposed to be the CA7600, which is the V12 version. But this is also supposed to have a V12. It's supposed to be a 6-liter, 400 horsepower V12, and then also an equivalent amount of torque, I believe. But another source says they came out with a V8 twin-turbo option with similar power, but that's supposed to be called the CA7400. So I believe they might just look the same externally and they just have different engines. Alright, so that's what I learned. The last thing is it's supposed to be running on 20-inch wheels, which they look pretty small in this, but again, when we compare it to those other cars, I believe this is actually scale accurate. Alright guys, well, until the next limousine comes in, or something close to that size, hopefully you'll just stay tuned and watch some other reviews. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.